Hello, welcome. I'm Lori Glenn, Certified Yoga Nidra Facilitator and a featured presenter at the upcoming Restorative Arts and Yoga Festival this May at Granlibakken in Lake Tahoe. Today's part one of a three-part series discussing the powerful practice of Yoga Nidra. So let's start with the question I'm most commonly asked, which is, what is Yoga Nidra? So the nutshell version, Yoga Nidra is a deeply relaxing, healing, and powerful form of meditation, fully guided and done lying down. That's the nutshell version. We're going to get into much more detail in the workshop in May and a little more detail here. So let's just start with the words Yoga Nidra. Apparently, it's very commonly misunderstood that I'm saying ninja and not nidra, which, as much as I think that sounds way cooler and I may just start calling it that, it's actually Nidra. So it's spelled N-I-D-R-A, Yoga Nidra, not ninja, though I think I like that better. So that's where we'll start, Yoga Nidra. So the word Nidra basically translates as sleep. However, it's really far from what we normally think of as sleep at the end of the night after a long day, checked out, unconscious, done. Excuse me. It's actually very far from that. Yoga Nidra is defined as a state of consciousness, not unconsciousness, in which the practitioner is deeply relaxed in both body and nervous system, yet they still remain a little bit awake and aware. So that's Yoga Nidra. So in this state of consciousness, and we'll discuss a little bit more in detail how we get there and in great detail again at the workshop, we tap into theta brainwaves. So theta brainwaves are the brainwaves that define deep, deep, deep meditation or the dreaming state when you're actually asleep and dreaming. And they are the access point to the subconscious, so to our subconscious patterning, which governs 95% of our behavior, our lives, our patterning, our habits, etc. However, even though we're in this theta brainwave state, we also have some alpha brainwaves still going on. And the alpha brainwaves are what define light meditation or consciousness. So by intermingling these two brainwaves and being in this state where theta brainwaves and the subconscious patterning is brought in with alpha brainwaves and consciousness, we're able to start to unravel some of the subconscious patterning or habits or behaviors that don't serve us well. Bring them into the light of consciousness, shift them so that we can take them out into our lives and live a more healthy, potent, joyful, and vibrant life. So that's one part of Yoga Nidra, one really major part. Secondarily, in this deep state of relaxation that we get to through Yoga Nidra, we access the parasympathetic nervous response. So the parasympathetic nervous response is our rest, digest, and heal. You may have heard of this. So this is the state in which we can optimally heal ourselves, process life, food, experience, rejuvenate ourselves. This is contrary to the stress response, which is fight, flight, or freeze. Most of us are familiar with that because we spend most of our lives in that state. So, twofold there with Yoga Nidra, being able to work with these brain waves, bring the unconscious patterning, patterning into light and unwind it into our conscious world. And then also being able to just deeply relax because most of us don't find time in our lives to do that. And it's hugely powerful in our ability to heal and rejuvenate and live vibrant lives. So twofold there with Yoga Nidra. So another question I get asked pretty commonly is, how is Yoga Nidra different from just relaxing, chilling out on the couch with, a cocktail or watching a movie or whatever it might be? Or how is it different from guided relaxation? So we'll get into great detail again about that in May. But one thing I will mention today that differentiates regular relaxation from Yoga Nidra is working with something called a sankalpa. Sankalpa translates as heartful intention or resolve. And this is different than a resolution, and again, we'll discuss that in more detail. So, Sankalpa, heartful intention or resolve. By working with this during the Yoga Nidra practice, we're able to consciously create the lives we want, to consciously create our healthiest, most vibrant, most potent lives. Who doesn't want that? I hope you can join us this May in Lake Tahoe, California at Granlibakken for the Restorative Arts and Yoga Festival. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste.